Hi guys, Rhubarbstew here with I guess another Critical Ops video. Now, I started playing this game in late September of 2015, about 3 months ago. When I started playing the game, there were 3 servers, a North American server, a European server, and an Asian server. The first time I checked the actual servers, so maybe a week after I started playing, there were a total of, I'd say about 50 players online. 2 on the Asian server, none on the European server, and I guess 48, but probably less on the North American server. Now, the other day, I checked the server list again, purely out of curiosity. I check it occasionally, just because I want to see what the audience of the game is like. I was amazed to see that there were over 2,000 players online. Now, I didn't take a screenshot of that moment, but the numbers were divided something like this. There were about 450 to 500 on the North American server, a massive 1,000 players on the European server, 150 so on the Asian server, and about 250 on the South American server. Of course, the rest were on the Russian server, so whatever that all adds up to. It's mind-blowing. 2,000 players is the most I've seen in quite a while. No, ever. Compared to 3 months ago, 2,000 players is astronomical. I'd just like to congratulate the Critical Force Entertainment team on this achievement, really. Your audience has grown almost 40 times in just 3 months. That's really quite amazing. When I myself realized that, I began to think about what the future of this game holds. This left me with a question. How big is Critical Ops going to get? At first I was trying to think of a decent number, maybe 10,000 or even 100,000. 100,000 would be amazing, and if the current growth continues, I think that they'll be able to reach that very quickly. For example, they'll have 80,000 players at this current rate of growth in another 3 months. But then I thought some more. I thought about how big the possible audience of this game is overall, and then tried to determine what % of those people would play the game. Now, first we need to examine why someone would play the game. Critical Ops is a mobile game, but I play on the computer, so that's not what I'm going to be addressing. I'm going to be talking about the browser version, or the Facebook version. Browser-based, free-to-play, first-person shooter. That's the category of game that Critical Ops fits into. A year or so ago, this category was dominated by a game called Ballistic, which I'm sure a few of you used to play. The game was a class-based first-person shooter from Rumble Games, later Aquarius Game Studios. Unlike many other games, this one wasn't quickly put together to make money quick. It was well thought out, well made, and beautiful, offering graphics that you would normally think to pay to play with. And it all came without a download, aside from Unity Web Player. It dominated the market for browser games. On Facebook it had between 500,000 and 1 million monthly players, and I'm sure there were additional ones on Congregate. However, the dev studio announced that they were going to make a pay-to-play version of the game and closing the free-to-play version. This was unfortunate, as most people had been playing the game simply because of how easy it was to access and didn't really care about getting the premium that they'd pay $7 for. When the game went down in September, it left a massive hole in the market for browser games. So what would take its place? I myself at this time was lost since I didn't really have a game to play, and began to search online for free-to-play first-person shooters. After stumbling through various games, they were Most of them were very simple or probably just done by one person. Eventually I stumbled upon Critical Ops. Now, of all the browser games I played, I found that Critical Ops offered the best experience. I think that other people are starting to discover that as well, which is why the audience for the game has grown so much in the past 3 months. I think that Critical Ops will continue to grow as long as it fills the niche role that Ballistic used to hold. But how big? How big will the game get? Well, the audience for the game is endlessly large. The appeal of a game that can simply be opened in a tab with one click and just played is massive to those who either can't afford to purchase a game or can't download or install programs for whatever reasons. That's why the free-to-play browser game genre is so effective. However, it's not just the free-to-play browser game crowd that this game should appeal to. I think it fits another slightly smaller role. The similarities between Critical Ops and CSGO are undeniable. though many claim the games are nothing unlike each other based on small details like the differences between weapons or the way certain individuals play the game. COD. They really are quite similar. The very principles of the diffuse game mode makes these games so alike that the name of the M4 is not going to give you sufficient evidence that the games are nothing alike each other. The terrorist versus counter-terrorist, the buying system, the games are not identical but pretty close. CSGO would arguably be the most popular game in the world if it wasn't for the cost, which drives many people away from CSGO towards free-to-play games like League of Legends or Dota 2. This happened to me. But what if the people being turned away from CSGO are being driven to another game, a free alternative that was similar but didn't quite offer the premium experience that CSGO offers? I think that the game that I'm talking about is Critical Ops, or hopefully will continue to be. Though some rag the game for being so much like CSGO, that's what sets it apart from the other browser games. It makes it unique in design, and that's what will hopefully make it stand out for quite a while, capturing the audience that just can't play games like CSGO for whatever reason. But actually, how big is it going to get? Well, who knows? I think that the game will break 10,000 players. For sure. Maybe it'll take a while. Actually, it might even break 50,000 players. But the direction that the devs take the game will be the biggest factor, and because it's only an alpha, who knows what's in store. If you guys have any more thoughts on the subject, let me know in the comments below, and then subscribe if you'd like to receive a notification of my next upload. This is Rhubarbstew. Keep on cooking.